I have never been to Switzerland, to Germany or France, to climb a tree in Windermere. I simply have not had the chance. A monsoon never bathed me, and a rice field wet me not. I have never watched the sunrise from a prairie horse's trot. Never have I kissed the moon from the mountains of Tibet, nor lived within a desert, begging life itself for wet. I have never watched the earth spin from an orbit out in space, or felt the wounds of battle ripping bullets in my face. I have never screamed in terror as the bombs fell from the sky, and I have never watched an army make my living loved ones die. But I've been a paramedic on the lands where greats have walked, and with the richest of the rich and the poorest poor I've talked. I've loved the dead and dying with the passion of my life, and held a mother crying from the news of her worst strife. The civil wars that we rename the The civil wars that we rename that share the same hate end have found that my employment did to all camps neutral send. When the east side shot the west side and believed their lines were just, or the red cloth stabbed the blue cloth with the steel blade in the bust. I loved both sides and listened well to the reasons of their hate, and beheld misinformation was the breeder of such fate. When one side thought the other was just less than something whole, yet the time to understand someone saturated not the soul. When assumptions have more value than the wisdom of the greats, and excuses are imagined to excuse our living hates. When we think our judgments grant us right to lessen someone's worth, diseases become justified by the arrogant on earth. Life is always sacred by the very fact that we exist, and deception is the ruler of why people clench their fist. Equality is mentioned by the service of our lips, but our actions prove from otherwhere is where from our heart sips. The golden rule is golden by the equal that it knows, and treats all souls accordingly wherever its law goes. But instead we place our values by the titles that we make, and legalize the reasons to another's freedom take. And people will do for money what they do not understand, and believe because they're paid to they can bring ill upon the land. I saw this when I was a guard at a ranch paid by the state, to assume the world was bettered by a razor wire fate. Inmates were called criminals and known by numbers' length, and who they truly were inside was masked by their label's strength. As a medic and a prison guard and all the other hats I wore, I've learned that inside everyone there's a spot we should adore. All of us share life itself, and that makes us all kin. When we see not our equality, we are blind somewhere within. We were shown to love our enemies because love is what is best, yet the lists of our exclusions causes all the world's unrest. Hatred is a plague that is a curse upon the earth. It assumes superiority to denounce another's worth. If we do not love all people who are living in our view, how can we really know if what is best is what we do? Love's the only lamp indeed, for it alone can listen well. All other forms of feeling produce assumptions, toxic smell. It is time for evolution on the surface of the earth, which begins by choice within us to acknowledge others' worth. Quality is a truth. I wrote that, W. Joseph Stegner, on September 16th, the year 2000. And now it is June 22nd, 2020.